What's up, guys? So today my husband and I are going to go look at a few houses that we are wanting to move into. If you remember, about 8-ish months ago we were apartment hunting in Okinawa, but now I am 5 months pregnant and so we are wanting a little bit bigger of a space. Because of that, we are going to go look at single homes. I believe most of them are 3 bedrooms. I think we'll be looking at 4 today. Most of them are 3 bedroom, 1 bath, but I think there's 1 4 bedroom. I'm not exactly sure. But the locations will be in Okinawa City and the Uraso area. And we're looking out there. It is about 20-25 minute drive for my husband from work, but it's a little farther out because you get so much more for your money the farther out you go. And I feel like that's kind of the same everywhere. But for the houses we are looking at today, if we were to get them in Chetan, Yomitan, all that areas in Okinawa where it's like by American Village and just the popular areas, it would be like $4,000 compared to the $2,000 and $2,200 place that we're looking at today. So I'm excited to see them and show you guys what these houses look like. So a couple days ago, we looked at 5 different houses, and after careful consideration, we decided on house number 2. Now, with house number 2, we immediately loved it as soon as we walked in. I love the high ceilings, the natural light, the brightness, how big it is, how spacious it is, and the layout. I felt like the layout was a little funky, but I thought that's what was really cool about it, and it had a really cool loft vibe. So we decided to go with that, and we actually did all of our paperwork, and it's official. We got it, and we are moving in the next week here, which is so crazy that it's so fast, but the owner immediately approved it. And I think with us not having pets and just things like that, they were like, okay, you're good, and they signed us. The other places were really cool too, and I did like them, except just little things I didn't care for, such as you know, darker woods, the location, and so on and so forth. But the process is a little difficult for some. I do feel like we got really lucky because currently we are off base, and when it comes to housing in Okinawa, I'm not sure if it's all military housing, but when it comes to housing in Okinawa, you have like a rate. So when you PCS here, your base rate, if it's higher than, I believe, 97 or 98%, you're able to get approved for off base. But if not, you don't have the option, and you do have to get on base housing. Now, when we got here in December, I believe the rate was at 97%, and so they allowed us the option, and we picked off base. And I think if you have that option, you should 1000% pick off base, for a bunch of different reasons. But the main reason being that if you're off base as soon as you get here, you have the ability to stay off base, and if you want to go on base for any reason in the future, you can. Whereas if you come to islands and you go on base first, and let's say in a year you want to get off base, it is so difficult for you to do that because they're not going to approve you as easily. And honestly, the rate is like 15% of people who are on base who want to get off, they just don't allow you to do it. And I have 3 friends now who are struggling to be in that position where they want to leave so badly. And there are people PCSing to island who wants to come on base, but they're having to get stuck off base because those people who still want to leave are in those houses. So just be really considerate of that when you come here. But other than that, I mean, I also do see the pros of on-base housing too. You know, with like bills and everything, it's already all included. And when you have children that are a little older, it is easier for them to also, you know, hang out with children their age in the neighborhood, but also going to schools too, if they're at that age where they do go to elementary school, junior high, things like that. It is easier, and they do have buses. So I'll explain the off-base housing process a little bit. When it comes to on-base, I have no idea, but for off-base, like I said earlier, you have to get it approved, and once you get it approved, you are able to go look at housing. Now, what I tell people to do is to go on Facebook, join the group called Okinawa Questions, and inside of the group, once you're approved, go to the search bar, and in the search bar, type in off-base housing agencies, and you will find so many agencies with people's recommendations, who you should watch out for, who you should go to, things like that. And from there, you'll find the agencies' Facebook pages themselves, and they post a ton of places that are available. And then from there, you should, based on your rank and how many dependents you have, you will be getting an OHA amount. And in that amount, you will be looking for your home, but that amount is solely only for your home. So you also get utilities on top of that, which is great. But unlike the States, you can't pocket any of your OHA. So for instance, if your OHA is 2,300 yen, which is 2,300,000 yen, which is 2,300 a month, use that whole amount for your OHA, because you cannot keep anything that you don't use. You want to max it out. And then you will figure that amount through IPAC or housing, one or the other. I mean, housing will know, also the agencies, they'll know how much your OHA is dependent on your rank and things like that too. Once you find a place that you really like, you get a draft lease from the agency, and then you take it to Kadena Housing. They approve that lease, make sure your place is inspected, and they'll approve the lease or they'll deny it. You take it back to the housing agency, they approve it for you, and then you move in. And it seems simple the way that I'm saying it, and it kind of is. However, there's so many people doing the same thing you are, and you are not more important than someone else, or, you know, so it is a little, it can be a little long. There's so many people who also want that house, and you may also have to wait for your letter from IPAC to give to the agency, which is what we had to do. So in the very beginning, and we lost a place that we really liked, but everything happens for a reason, because the one that we're currently in, we love it so much. But yeah, so like I said, don't let it deter you from the whole thing, because in the end, everything happens for a reason, and you'll find a place that you truly love. So I forgot to tell you that for your first off-base housing moving, IPAC will pay for your agency fee, and they will pay for your deposit. But after that, they won't pay for it at all. So like for our current situation, because we already had off-base housing and now we're moving to a different one, they're not going to pay for our agency fee, and we are with a new agency now. Before, we were with Joy Housing, who we love, and I have so many great things to say about them. And now we are moving to Star Housing. I greatly wish we could have stayed with Joy, but they didn't have any homes at that time. So, and Star did. So because of that, we're paying an agency fee with Star, which is $1,075. And then our deposit we're paying ourselves too. So just also keep that in mind. Our situation moving to a different off-base house is a little different too, but it was also kind of a little easier in the aspect because we already were approved and we already did have our amount from IPAC and things like that too. The only thing that did suck is that we've been in our place for 8 months and our lease is 1 year. Now, because we broke that lease, we lose half of our security deposit. But in our situation, we are so okay with that. We would do it in a heartbeat because one, I think it's only like $1,000, and two, in the States, I don't really know how that works. They kind of make it easier out here for us. So yeah. So I know I went through that really quickly. I just feel like there's a lot of information that I probably forgot to tell you, but there's kind of just a lot in general that it's not coming to me now. So if you are PCSing to Okinawa and you're watching this and you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I only know the off-base housing process. I don't know on-base, so I'm sorry if you have questions about that. I will not have the answers to it. But if you're coming here, Okinawa is amazing. It's literally the greatest little island, great for kids, great for families, and I feel like it's just one of the greatest places in the world. So I hope you guys come here safely. I hope you enjoy while you're being out here, and maybe we'll run into each other because this island is super freaking small, and once you get here, you will realize that. So thanks for watching.